Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the winners' announcements for space. And oh my word, have we got some photography to show you. It's hotter than a British summer. And I've got Josh all lined up, ready to go. And I hope he's got his air guitar plugged in because I've got a nice lively track to start with. So pull yourself up a seat, make yourself comfortable, turn the amps up to 11, and let's get cracking. I told you it was lively.
How are you, Rob? Good to see you. That was
I'm
great.
good, thanks. I'm good, thanks. You?
Good, doing good.
Yeah.
Enjoying the weekend.
No, that was especially for Josh. I said
I
the first
appreciate
time
it.
we ever chatted over a Zoom call, or what, 2 years ago, whenever it was now, we spent probably 2 hours talking about music, didn't we?
New wave of British heavy metal.
Yeah. I think we're both showing our age. That's the trouble.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah. Oh
But
dear. So wow, space. Oh my
amazing.
God.
Amazing.
What a category
Amazing.
that was. What a
I mean,
category that was.
it's a category that lends itself to the artistic, and we knew that, because you can
Yeah.
interpret the category many different ways. But it was mind blowing looking at those images. And I mean, just to be in the top 100, frankly, congratulations to everyone
God.
because look at that standard. I
Yeah.
would have been happy to have any of those shots. And different interpretations too, right? I mean, we had
Yeah.
folks with wide focal lengths. Some were able to fit the brief with shorter focal lengths. Minimalism, environment, story, everything was
Yeah.
there. It was really blew me
No,
away.
it was awesome. And I tell you, the images that you actually had to turn away from the top
Yeah,
100, you think they're going, it was a really, really hard thing to sort that 100 out. I think it's probably the
it
toughest
was.
job that we've had so far. I mean, it's just well done
Yeah,
to everybody who entered that category. I mean, it was just
yeah,
simply,
amazing.
it was an absolute joy to go through it. I have to say, it really, really, really was. So
Yeah,
yeah, no, it's amazing.
inspiring.
So I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to this. So,
Me too.
before we get going, I said we've got a couple of people to talk to. I was hoping that the young winner would join, but I know that he's in the mountains somewhere. So obviously his mobile signal hasn't worked out. So that's a bit of a shame, but never mind. But before we get going, let's just I will get onto comments in a second, but because I know there's a few people dropping by and saying hello already. But let's just quickly mention the new thing that we've just started, Josh. So I sent Josh an email a few weeks ago, and I said I've got this really mad idea. As I'm not busy enough, let's start a podcast. What do you think? And Josh came back and said, yeah, sounds like a great idea. So the Wildlife Photography podcast is a thing. It's a real thing. And the first episode is actually up on the website now. If you go up onto the WildArt website and you go into the community tab in the top and go to the drop down menu, you'll see the podcast there. So it should be on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify, and also Google as well. So I think I put it up today, so it probably might take a day or so to appear in those feeds. But yeah, go and have a listen. There's a little introduction from Josh and me, so that's really exciting. I'm so glad you said yes.
Yeah, my pleasure. I love podcasts and love talking about this stuff too. And as we were talking before, Rob, hopefully anyone who dives into the podcast, they'll be able to take a lot for themselves in their own photography. You listen to a lot of podcasts, it's more about whatever that particular person is talking about. It's more about them, but we want to make this about the listeners and offer a lot of good tidbits in there. So.
And this is what WildArt's all about, as people will know by now, because I keep prattling on about it all the time. It's just, I want to give something to everybody else. Take a few little snippets away, and I'm happy. If there's one or two things that you can take away from these things, which, improves your photography or takes you down an avenue you'd never been down before, then hey, happy days is what I say. So let's just say a quick hello to people, because they're coming on and saying a quick hello, and then we'll get talking to I'm going to do it a little bit, I want to say a rude word, back to front, let's say. I was going to say something about face then, but it is a family show. So let's keep it clean. So yeah, let me just catch up with a couple of comments, and then we'll introduce our first guest, who's our Silver Award winner. So we'll do that first. But yeah, Barbara Case is on. Hello, Barbara. She says hello from North Carolina. And Mal Ostwick, hi from North Yorkshire in England. I hope you're getting a bit more rain than we are, Mal. It's still pretty hot and dry. Lynn Ferguson, I think, is on. Hi from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Hi, Lynn. Vicky Santello's on. Hi, Vicky. Hi from sunny, too hot, too humid Florida. It's probably about the same temperature here, Vicky. And Nature Photography SK says hi from Slovakia. And Marina says hi from Milan. So yeah, well, you'll see in a minute. In fact, I've just seen our young award winners just arrived. So let's do that in a sec. So we'll do that first. Bianca Blonk's on. Hi, Bianca. Hello, Rob and Josh from the Netherlands. Looking forward to seeing the winners. Mal Oswick says the podcast is showing up on the website, Rob. Good stuff. Thank you, Mal. Go and have a listen. Khaldoon Aldway. Hello, Khaldoon. Good evening, gentlemen. And Hiri Ribitrek says, hello, both. Looking forward to the winning photos and also to the Wildlife Photography podcast. Mal says, not much rain up here. Now on hosepipe ban too. Yeah, we've been at a hosepipe ban for a week or more in Hampshire. And Alan James is on as well. Says, hi, Rob and Josh. So I tell you what, I will catch up with comments as we go, but I'm keen to not keep our guests waiting too long. And so I need to line the right video up now, because I put them all in order, but of course the order's all, back to front now. So hopefully I'll play the right one. Let's go for the young award winner. So Eli, if you're listening, you'll be on. He's nodding. Okay. So our young award winner, I've already given the game away, haven't I? I'll play the video for you now. So this is the Space Young Award winner. I hope I'm getting the right one here. Eli.
Hi, everyone.
You made it.
Hello. Yeah, barely.
Excellent. Barely. Well done. That's a good effort. Because I know you said to me in an email that, it might not happen because the internet signal isn't great.
Yeah, but now I'm here and it's all good.
Brilliant. So anyway, how are you? It's been a while since we've spoken.
Yeah, definitely. Almost a year.
Good. Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
And
how are you guys?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Great.
So I tell you what I'm going to do, Eli. I'm going to put your image up on the screen. Josh and I'll have a quick chat, and then we'll have a chat with you about it. Sure. I've now got to share a screen. I should have done this before, shouldn't I? I said professional, as smooth as ever. Right. Let's just share this one. Here we go. So hopefully that's now come up for everybody. So, in fact, this is another great egret. And I seem to remember the last image was a great egret as well, wasn't it? The one with,
and it's from the same place.
Well, there you are.
Yeah.
Anyway, Josh, I'll let you kick off with this one.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, this definitely stuck out to us. A fantastic image, by the way. Like, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great egrets are very cool subjects. And obviously the subject is white, so it stands out. So, the focal length used, the great usage of space, and, using the great egret as the subject here, being white, standing out with the darker foliage, some nice vignetting around. It's really, really pleasant. It's a beautiful image. And obviously, if you were to get really close and took a telephoto image, it would not have the same impact. It's a great usage of space, compositionally very strong. So very, very pleasing. Congratulations. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. I love the textures here, and I love the placement in the frame, and it's just got everything, hasn't it? It's really it
colors
fits
are
the
very
category
subtle,
brief.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, it fits the category brief really well, which is, when you're entering competitions, that's a really important thing to consider. And sometimes I don't think people pay enough attention to exactly what's required. If they've got a good image, they try and make it fit a category, where I think, you need to choose the images that that fit the category the best, rather than trying to squeeze them and shoehorn them into something because you think you've got a great image. And I think this is a classic example of the right image for the right category. It's just absolutely something lively going on in the background there, Eli.
It's the small room where I'm staying in the mountains,
Yeah.
so you can kind of hear everything. But
Yeah,
I'll try to mute when I'm not speaking.
Don't worry, it's the charm of these things. These people, everybody can join from all sorts of places all over the world, and I've found this. It's just been so great to be able to do this. But no, fantastic image. So why don't you tell people a little bit about it, and perhaps the location you took it, because if we're going back to where you took that other image it was Motion, wasn't it?
Yeah, September.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I took it in Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge, which is in Delaware. Josh, I think you may know.
Oh yeah, I know Bombay very well.
yeah, it's a great place. It's fantastic. It used to be one of my favorite places when I used to live in Maryland, which is close to you, I think, Josh. Well,
yeah, I'm on the Eastern Shore. Yeah.
Okay. So great egrets are very common there, and throughout the summer, and I think a few individuals stay in throughout the winter over there. But it's in some places it can be very easy to approach them and just get portraits of these birds. So I really went and tried a unique angle here, because as I said in the caption, which you read, Robert, it was just. I could just go for a tight portrait, but it would be just the regular stuff, and I really wanted to try something different. So I tried to zoom out, and I think this was a 200 millimeters, and I was pretty far away. But then I noticed the fall colors were kind of starting to show. So I really said, let's compose this with the egret here, so you can kind of see the fall colors, but not too much, so it would kind of stand out, and it can be the main subject. So I lowered the exposure, and I just saw my opportunity and took the shots.
Yeah, no, so, it's brilliant. And do you know what? This is a style of photography that I'm really starting to enjoy myself. Is sort of giving subjects a little bit more room to breathe. And all the judges say that it's one of the most difficult things to do as well. It's one of the most difficult categories, I think, to really get right, because you've got to think of so many other elements in the frame, not just the subject. If you're doing a close-up portrait of a bird or whatever it might be, it's there aren't as many elements to consider, so most of the time, whereas with an image like this, you've got to consider where you place the animal in the frame, the other elements that make up the image. Do they all work together? The exposure level here, which you've obviously really thought about and gone, right, okay, I'm going to make this slightly darker, make that bird stand out. If you'd have perhaps gone with the cameras, what the camera wanted to, how the camera wanted to meter this, it would be much brighter. And that bird will be a little bit more lost in that frame. So, it's having that vision to be able to do that. And I think, I'm so excited by some of these images that the young fraternity are coming up with. It's so refreshing, and
really high standards.
We love seeing.
And I think the way you kind of look at photos has changed, especially over the last few years. Whereas if you were looking at bird photos, like let's say from even 10 years ago, you wouldn't see so much stuff like this, and wide angles, and from like drones, and it's really starting to change in the recent few years. So it's getting harder to create new opportunities and angles for photos, but we're trying to find as many angles as we can. And we just keep getting more and more creative, because we try to find and create images that, for me at least, what I consider to be a creative image is something that I've never seen before, maybe a unique frame that something that I haven't seen before. For me, that's what I consider to be creative.
It's fabulous, and that's what we in fact, in our second episode, Josh, isn't it, on the podcast?
That's exactly right. Yeah, and
the future of wildlife photography.
Yeah, exactly what Eli was just saying. By the way, I love the in-camera exposure method that you took there too. When you have a white subject, you can darken your exposure. It still makes, you have a bright subject, so it still stands out, and it saves you a lot of time in post. You're able to achieve what you want by having the subject stand out in camera, where you don't have to do too much on the post-production side. One thing I'll say, Eli, you mentioned this is from Bombay Hook. I see shots from Bombay Hook all the time, and I don't see shots like this. So again, congratulations.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much for choosing this. It means a lot to me. Yeah.
Brilliant. Eli, thank you so much for making the effort and actually
Of course.
getting online. I'm
course.
so pleased we managed to talk to you.
Yeah.
It's great, and well done on a fabulous image.
Thank you.
This is
It's
just
so great
the sort
being
of
here.
Congrats.
this is just the sort of thing the judges love seeing. Honestly, it's fabulous. There are a couple of comments coming in, so let's finish up with those. So Stefania says hi from Italy. Khaldoon says congratulations, beautiful image. Fran says hi from Tropea, Italy. Ben Pullitz is on. Hello, Rob and Josh. Congratulations, Eli. So
Thanks, Ben.
yeah, I think there'll be a lot of love for this image coming in, I'm sure, as as we go through the presentation. But no, Eli, fantastic image, and
thank you, Rob.
and lovely to talk to you again.
Yeah,
of course.
And I will line up the other thing we've been talking about.
Of course,
I've just been busy.
Definitely. No, take your time. It's fine. I've been busy too. It's all right. Just one last thing, Rob. I just want to thank you and every other judge, even those that are not here, because I know how hard you and the judges work in the process of picking the images and sorting out for the top 100, the highly commended, the commended images, and every work that you do, like send out the emails and the desert island pics and just everything. I think you've got a great community here, and the standard of this competition is really much higher than other general competitions, even the big ones like Bird Photographer of the Year. I think I've seen some photos here that can definitely match the standard or go even higher than the standard over there. So really, I appreciate all the hard work that you do for everyone here.
No, thank you. It's so lovely to hear that, because there is quite a bit of hard work that goes into it, and I got sort of working on next year now as well. So a few more plans. Perhaps bring in some fresh judging faces as well. Keep hopefully all the team that we've got here. At the moment, but I'm always bring in some fresh faces for the judging team as well, and some new categories and things like that as well. So we'll like everything. I think this thing just needs to keep evolving.
Definitely,
because that's how we all learn, and keeps it interesting. So, brilliant.
All right.
Brilliant, Eli. So lovely to talk to you again.
Yep.
And
thank you, Josh.
Thank you for the effort of coming on. I really appreciate it. So great image, and I'll sort the prize out with you in the coming weeks. So
make a print of that image, Eli. That'll look good on the wall.
Oh wow. Okay. Thank you. Maybe I should.
Yeah. You should.
All right.
You should.
Yeah. Thanks for the tip. All right. We'll see.
Brilliant. All right, Eli. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Okay. Cheers.
See you.
Great stuff. I love the young award. I think that's
it's amazing. That was shot in Bombay
stuff.
Hook, which is right up the road, basically from where I live. And I would have never thought Bombay Hook, which just goes to show, how unique the perspective is. People shoot there all the time. Great guy.
Let's get on to. I told you it was going to be a bit upside down today. Let's do the silver award.
All right.
Because I've got the silver award winner all lined up. So David, get ready. You're on next. So anyway, our silver award winner for space is David.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. We've got English isn't David's strong point, but it's far better than my Italian. So and there's a bit of a crackle on the audio as well, but we'll do our best. David, I'll bring your image up. Josh and I'll have a quick chat about it and tell everybody what the judges really loved about it, and then we'll come on and we'll bring you in and have a bit of a chat about the image. So let me just share the screen with everybody again. Hold on. I said professional as always. Right, there we go. So we'll bring that image up. I mean, Josh, this is when I saw this, I just went. I would have loved to have taken this. Loved to have taken this. Oh.
It's a magical shot, and I use that word magic intentionally. I mean, this has a magical, almost fairy tale like feel to it, and it stuck out the moment I saw this image, and everyone loved it. What's what really appealed to me on the image, well, compositionally, it's very strong. The mood of the image is through the roof. It's incredible. I believe those are little egrets all throughout the frame, and they're there.
Cattle egrets, actually.
Are they
Cattle
cattle
egrets,
egrets?
yeah.
Cattle egrets,
Cattle
yeah.
egrets.
Yeah.
They're not even additional subjects to me in so much as they're just supporting. They could even double as snow. You know, they support the main subject, which is I believe that's a mute swan swimming in. The cool tones are amazing. It gives a bit of a wintry scene to it. It's magic, and not an understatement to use that word magic when you see this shot. It's very, very special shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, David. Well deserved. It's an amazing image. What a scene. I wish I could have been there. When you look at this shot, you think, oh, I wish I was standing in the water observing this. It
do you know,
into the scene.
I think that's, that's another sort of one of those sort of magical things about photography, isn't it? It brings alive scenes that, you wish you'd had seen yourself, but it records it for people to enjoy. Yeah. And this is so joyful, this image. I think it just, I mean, I look at it and I think, oh, they just look like stars. It's like a constellation of stars in the evening sky to me.
Yes, the first thought that I think when I shot this photo is a starry sky,
Yeah, it's. I mean, when that sort of played out in front of you, David, when you saw that, what was going through your mind when you were composing this image?
I didn't believe in the first moment, and then I realized that is the truth, and I was very happy to see that sign. It is a dormitory of cattle egrets. I took the photo just a few minutes before sunrise, and I turned it up in post-production a little bit blue, the blue tone, for emphasize the sign.
David, your English is excellent, by the way.
It is, yeah.
No, not very good.
The blue tones too, the cooler tones work so well when you have white subjects.
Elementary English.
No, well, it's coming across really well. So yeah, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Sorry, Josh, we were interrupting you.
No worries. I was just saying the cool tones work so well when you have white subjects. It adds to the scene. It makes it almost wintry. And again,
white,
I look at this
white and blue. It's good.
Yeah, no, this is stunning. And Josh, to have an image stand out against so many amazing images, we said right at the start of the show, that took something special, didn't it?
And a bird image, the birds are shot so much. There's so many more bird images out there than I think a lot of other types of animals. So to have an image like this that's different, especially in these days where everybody's photographing birds, it really means something. And again, you just want to be there. You want to walk into this frame.
Yeah,
that's the best way of saying it.
Yeah, absolutely. A few comments coming in for you, David. So, there's a couple for Eli as well, so I'll deal with those just quickly. So Maloswick says, well done, Eli. I must do better. Laugh out loud. Well, I think you've been doing all right, Mal, from the stuff that you've been posting in the Facebook group. So, yeah, that's some nice stuff going in there. Vicky Santello says, congratulations to Eli for his phenomenal image. I agree completely with his thanks to judges and Rob for all the work that they do to make wild art competition exceptional and the community so vibrant. Well, thank you. That is the aim, is just to try and make this a community where we can all benefit, from each other's images and the inspiration that we give. I mean, I've gained so much inspiration from seeing things like this. You go, I want to go out and try. I know, the situation that you've come across here, isn't that common, but it gives me ideas to try this in certain places with other situations. I just take so much away from all these stunning images, and I think that goes for most people that that go through the images on the from the competition, and I know the judges say the same thing. So that's fantastic. So
I wait a few minutes to the arrival of Muteswan, because in the first moment there were only cattle egrets.
Do you know? And I think that mute spawn really anchors it all, doesn't it? I mean, if you took that away, you take something from the image away. Yeah.
And even the branches on the right side come in. It's perfect.
Yes, I wait the presence of Muteswan for improve the composition, for keep better the composition.
Yeah, in fact, there's a comment from Haldun Aldway, who you'll remember did quite well, or has done quite well in the competition in the past. And he says, the swan on the bottom of the frame made the photo for me. Congratulations, love it. Yeah, and I think that's what we're saying, is that's such an anchor point, such a focal point for everything. I think it just finishes it off. It's that sort of final bit of decoration, isn't it, that you need on the birthday cake. So Vicky Santello says, stunning image, David, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Mal Ostwick says, brilliant image, I have never seen so many egrets in one place, amazing. And Bianca Blanc, wow, what a picture, it's a fairy tale. You can look at it for hours. Congrats. And Alain Poirot says, image makes you want to be there. Yeah, and I think that's echoing everything that we've been saying. So I think it's resonating really well with everybody out there, and that's what makes a great image, when you get that sort of reaction like that. So fabulous image. Well, very well done. And Chabatakoli says, egret heaven, lovely. And Franz says, that's insane. Yeah, insane. Absolutely. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, as lovely as it is, let's stop sharing that screen for a second, and we can bring you up larger and have another quick chat. David, thank you so much for coming on and braving the English. It's really appreciated.
Thank you for submitting. It's amazing shots.
Yeah, it's an incredible shot.
Thank you also the jury for choose my photo. Well, thank you so much.
I think you keep coming up with stuff like that. We'll be talking to you again.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see what you're entering in the other categories, things like that. Wow, it's mind you, that's a tough act to follow, that one, David. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on. It's been lovely to talk to you.
Thank you.
And I will sort out the prize for you during the week, and let you have I think it's a voucher code that I can let you have for that. So I'll email that across. Thank you so much for your time and for coming on. And as I said, braving the English. I know it's not easy.
Thank you.
So,
bye.
Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Take care.
Oh wow!
It's amazing. Amazing.
What a shot! Well, you wait, because we've got gold next.
Yeah.
And I tell you,
I'm excited about this.
Whoa! You thought that picture was good. Whoa! You wait. Right. Okay. I'm getting excited tonight. I don't know what I'm on. I reckon I must have had too much sugar today. Right. Okay. So I'll calm down, everybody. Right. So next up is gold. Gold Award winner, get ready. We're just about to talk to you. So the Gold Award winner for space, and this is an incredible category to win, is... Told you it was good.
Andor.
Hi, Rob and Josh.
Hi, Andor.
Hey, Andor.
Greeting again from Thailand.
Yeah, I told you it was good. Oh, my word. I tell you what, before we get chatting, Andor, I'll just bring up that picture large on the screen because it deserves to be large on the screen for everybody to see. So let me just get the right place. Where are we? Hold on. I said professional as always. Right. Oh, there we are. Okay. Right. Let's bring that up. And to the street.
Wow.
Josh.
Yeah. I mean,
Come on.
The moment I saw this image, actually, it was my favorite. And it continued to be my favorite, throughout the judging process. This image has so many things going for it. One, the story. When you look at this, you have the jump. The left side of the frame, you have what could appear to be dying branches, and you have life on the right side of the frame. So the jump from how I saw it, from death to life.
Very metaphorical.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The action, getting the subject right there in the middle of in the gap or the chasm between the trees. Colors are incredible. The high key exposure emphasizes what color is in the frame. So, and of course, the young one
Baby.
is, the baby's, more of an orange, of course, different color than the parent, which makes the baby stick out. All of that comes together. The sense of environment, obviously you get, you have the story, the minimalism is also there as well. It's an incredible image. I could probably talk about this image for another couple of hours,
you.
but
Yeah.
it's got so many levels to it. Amazing. And I'll tell you, it would be incredible as a print. You could put this in any room in any house. I mean, it's an artistic image, and that's really the emphasis of the competition. So huge congrats, Anton. A very, very special image. Amazing shot.
Yeah. Do you know this, for such a competitive category, we had such an easy time, or the judges had such an easy time picking the winner, because this just, I mean, again, I'm with Josh on this. When I saw this on the screen, I went, oh my word, that's going to do well.
Yeah.
It's as Josh was saying, it's just got everything. It's the perfect placement in the frame. It's the perfect exposure. You've really thought about this before you've taken this image. It's just got it's got that story. It's got that sort of metaphorical, it's a metaphor in pixels.
Yeah.
That sort of, as Josh was saying, jumping from the sort of dead branches to the life. So I just think this is a stunning image. I mean, it really is. And I tell you, it was almost a question of, do we have to have a meeting about this?
Okay.
Honestly, it was, and for such a strong category, that is saying something. So this is a superb image.
One thing I would add too, it's very difficult to take an artistic image. Normally in the wildlife photography space, when you have an artistic image, it's more illustrative or it's more minimalistic. You get some of that accomplished here, but in addition, there's emotion. There's a story. All of these things, there's all these dynamics that you normally get from different types of images, and they're all baked into one here. So, yeah.
It's I mean, I'm actually a bit lost for words, to be honest, which is quite unusual. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the species? Give us a bit more of a background story to this, if you can.
The dusky langur. So I need to explain something with this picture. I went to Kangkachan National Park. There is the newest World Heritage in Thailand. As I always visit at there, at least one or twice per month. Yeah. At the time, it was during between winter and summer. So I just try to take some picture to show the color of season change. So I walk along the nature trail. Then fortunately, I found this tree, and also the dusky langur group were feeding at there. But firstly, when I look above the view to the sky, I am really disappointed with the cloudy sky on the background. But I look again and try to change to another point of view. The white background is same like a canvas. So then I try to set the composition, which obviously separate two sides between the empty branch and the yellow leaf branch. And finally, as I can do, is waiting with hope. They will jump across from side to each side. And then time passed away close to 2 hours. and eventually the first lanker of the group start to jump, and then second, the third, and until the last one, mom and her baby. That's all story of this picture. From my point, from my personal view, it's a relation of movement between space and time.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
And a lot
I
of
mean,
patience, obviously. I knew it would have taken some time to wait for that to happen. So that makes a lot of sense. What was your focal length?
Waiting is the key.
What focal length did you use for the shot?
Okay, this point is I'm not sure how to call technically, but I choose at the time I choose lens 70-200 f4. Okay, and first one I have a handheld and I have a fixed focus to some branch, and I set the aperture to f8 to control the depth of field.
Yeah,
the depth of field, and I use the short head 70 millimeter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about the 70-200, Josh, weren't we?
Yeah.
You know?
It's an amazing lens.
Yeah.
It's an amazing lens. Probably one of the most versatile lenses in wildlife photography.
Yeah. This is. I think I've not seen anything like this before. Josh, have you come across? I mean, because we've seen a lot of images, fantastic
Owls
stuff,
and
but they're sort of they're sort of variations on things we've kind of seen before. But this is this is something new for me, for sure.
Yeah, and having the baby there, you could see that with the mom, it's such a great story. It adds emotion.
Have you ever seen lanker before?
Never in person. No.
Other name is called leaf monkey.
Okay.
I mean, Dusky Lanka, what a name! That's a great name, isn't it?
Yeah.
It seems like the oval macaque. It's not macaque. It's an oval primate.
Right. Yeah. It's an incredible thing. No, I mean, what a picture. Let's just I tell you what we'll do. We'll catch up with some comments, shall we? Because I'm sure there'll be a few coming in for this. Well, I hope there are, because it's an incredible image. Barbara K says really beautiful. Vicky Santello says, wow. Andon has an extraordinary image, as Josh says, tells a multi-dimensional story. God, it's a big word for me this afternoon. Wow, multi-dimensional. Fantastic word. Story, and has minimalism and so much more. Congratulations, all in capital letters. So thank you, Vicky, for that. Yeah, it's an incredible image. Haldun says congratulations. Barbara K says phenomenal shot. Crystal says this is absolutely stunning. And Mal Ostrich, congrats. What an amazing image in so many ways. Brilliant. I think that sort of says it all, doesn't it? I mean, it's I tell you what, let's stop sharing the screen. As amazing as this picture is, so let's just bring you up large on the screen. Well, Andon, congratulations for winning a really tough category, because as we were saying earlier, the standard in space this year was just, as people will have seen from the top 100, was just awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll show some other images, obviously, if you go through the presentation. If people haven't seen the top 100, we'll run through some highly commended and commendeds as well. So, fantastic! Congratulations on a really beautiful image, and I'm so glad you entered that, because I feel privileged to have seen it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I
and
think
it's
Josh
great
feels
to
the
see
same.
images from Thailand. It's such a beautiful country. One I have to visit someday.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Hopefully
to see
someday you
from
will
Thailand.
join here.
Yeah.
I will come. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming on again. I know English isn't your first language, and I know that makes it tough for people. So thank you for putting yourself through that and toughing it out. That's really appreciated.
Okay, thank you, Rob.
It's just so nice. Go on.
And also very appreciate for your valuable contest.
Thank you. No, it's
Congratulations,
a pleasure to run it. So lovely. Brilliant. Lovely to talk to you, and I can't wait to see what you enter in other in other categories.
Okay.
Amazing image. And I'll sort the prize out with you during next week. So brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on and having a chat.
Okay,
and
thank you,
sharing that
boss.
amazing image. Yeah, well done again.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
cheers.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care. See you, Andorn. Amazing.
Follow that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, where are we? I know we're all a bit back to front, but let's try and get back into some sort of procedural whatever word I'm trying to search for. Right. Okay. So
that would make an incredible print too. I mean, think about I put that on matte paper. Beautiful.
Yeah, it can. I'd like that on the wall. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Because we've done sort of gold and silver. Let's go for the bronze, and then we'll do the founder's choice, and then we'll get to the sort of highly commended and commended. So, bronze award winner isn't here. He's out in the field apparently. But again, this is another amazing shot, as you can imagine. So, okay, the bronze award winner for space is. Oh boy.
Such a cool shot.
That is a cool shot. Right. I'm going to bring that up. But anyway, you crack on and tell everybody what made this image so special, and I'll bring it up on the screen.
Yeah, I think when we first saw it, and we were all speaking about the image, we felt it was very unique. And one of the main reasons for that is space is actually introduced through a reflection, right? So this is where you're actually bringing the environment in, not necessarily literally, but through a reflection in the water. So I guess I'm not sure what type of spider this is. Maybe some sort of fishing spider.
It's a raft spider.
Okay.
Dolomedes. Oh, I can't remember the second half of the Latin name, but we get it in the UK as well.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool subject too. And I suspect the shot was a tighter shot. You have to get in to get this spider. It's probably fairly small. So
it's really, not actually. It's the biggest spider in the UK. So it's the size.
Is it
of
really?
hand.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
is that right?
Spider.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
so
I've got small hands, but
unlike some other Americans, I guess, but that we are politicians. But
yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, we shouldn't. Yeah. Even the size of your hand, you would think, the photographer, Baldassar, I think his name is.
Baldassar.
Fantastic photographer. Would have had to get certainly close, but looking at that and taking that shot, and you get the reflection, you introduce the entire environment that's around and above the spider. I think it's really cool. So it's a very, very unique take, not only on the subject, but also the shot, or on the brief, the category brief, but for the subject itself. It's very, very cool. Colors are great too. Composition very strong, and it's nice to see spiders too. I don't, normally I see spider shots when they're in a web, or they're backlit and some other things. This is a lot different, and it's something too you study. You look at it, and it takes you a while. You take it in.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether this is a reflection or whether he's done it underwater. It kind of looks like it.
Oh,
could be that.
I assumed it
because I don't have much of a story from him. Yeah,
interesting.
No, yeah, it's really, because this is quite a shy. This is a very shy species. It's really, really difficult to get close to it. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've tried a few times because it does live in the New Forest, which is only about an hour away from me in Hampshire, in some of the bogs, but probably hasn't done very well this year because it's so dry. But it's an amazing thing. I couldn't show this image to Jennifer, my partner. She'd run a mile.
Some people are squeamish to spiders, right? Yeah, that's like
they're not my favorite thing.
Arachnophobia, I think.
Yeah, but I kind of got used to them, and they're not my favorite thing. But I'm sort of morbidly fascinated by them. If they, we get particularly we had wasp spiders. Just up a few yards from the back gate a couple of years ago, and they're quite big. They're the biggest orb weaver spider we get in the UK, and they're really, as the name suggests, they're sort of very boldly marked with black and yellow and what have you. It's just they're a really, really lovely thing, and they're quite an impressive animal, I have to say. And
Yeah.
no, I'd love to see one of these because it is a fascinating thing. So
I'm curious now how the photo exactly was taken. It'd be interesting because when you look at the end of the legs there, you see obviously the contact with water. So you're right, though. I mean, it could be looking down or maybe looking up. Interesting. Yeah, I'd be curious.
It's an amazing thing. I mean, just
it is.
You know, and a really good brain to to put this together.
Yeah, and it's not something you walk up to and take a snapshot of. There's a lot of thinking behind this in terms of putting it together.
Yeah, and it's really is putting it straight in its habitat, because this is how it does live in sort of bogs and woodland edges. That's that sort of thing. That's that's where it is. And but very, very few habitats in the UK support it. It's but it's I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Because it is a pretty impressive beastie by all accounts. So maybe now would be about the best time to see it, actually. Coming into sort of end of summer, beginning of autumn, the females will be at their biggest, I would think. So it'll be might go and take a trip and see if I can find it. But
the shape is really cool too. Looking at the shape of it,
That's Khaldun saying
foreboding, but
Khaldun saying, is it a reflection? Yeah. I think it's from underneath. That's what I think it is. Yeah, I think he's done it from underneath. But pity he couldn't come on and tell us exactly how he did it. But because
that's even more impressive, actually. I wonder what, how that was taken, the depth of the water and everything else. Because interesting.
Yeah.
Or what rig was set up to do that.
Yeah, well, Dan Dory is on. Hi, Dan. And he says, unique photo, whether it's a reflection or take from below the surface. Absolutely. Yeah. I think both are equally as impressive, actually. Because to get close to this is, as we're saying, is really tough, because that would run a mile. Slightest sign of anything, it would be off. Chaba Takoli, you remember Chaba, obviously our winner from last year. Lovely image, Baldassar, well done. Looks underwater to me. Yeah, I think that's how he's done it. Yeah, I think that's how he's done it. So, and Chaba would know, being an underwater specialist.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That whale shark image.
Yeah, amazing, that, wasn't it? Incredible.
Talk about another image with a story, right?
Yeah. Well, and this is the same in a way, isn't it? It's sort of giving the story of the habitat. So the placement in the frame is really good. The sort of mixture of the sky and the trees, and you couldn't have placed that spider any better. You really couldn't.
Absolutely.
It's just, and the way they all, I mean, I think that's what he's done. He's obviously composed the shot with the trees all coming out of the corner of the frame and gone, I need to wait for this spider to come across.
And the body and the legs of the spider, it doesn't intersect with any of the tree trunks.
I want to know how long it took him to get this.
I bet a long time.
How long? Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, definitely not a snapshot.
No, it's not. Vicky Santello says, cool to get the info on the spider and how shy it is. Very unique image. Yeah, it is a unique shot. Kurum's on as well. Kurum Khan said, good evening and afternoon all. Hi, Kurum. A very cool spider, he says. Yeah, it is. I said, I really, really want to see this spider, but I won't take Jennifer with me. No. Right. Okay. Let's remove that for the time being. Okay, where are we? Oh, we're on to my choice, aren't we? That's where we are. So congratulations to Baldassar for that image. It's just an incredible shot. Right, so space founder's choice, here we are. Okay, so my founder's choice for the space category is so the Hungarians notch up another one.
Amazing.
It's incredible image. Right, I'm going to bring that up on the screen, and then
we have a bit of an egret theme here. I didn't even realize this when we have now it's coming in.
Yeah, we have a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just all about the image.
You gotta love egrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I loved about this is that I love people who break rules, because I'm a bit of a rule breaker myself, always have been, to be honest. And this breaks compositional rule. I mean, I would, to be honest, although I break rules, I would never have put the egrets there in the frame, never in a million years. But it works so well, and I love this foreground. You know, these reeds in the foreground. It's just so
Great
much
texture.
texture and color, and and that dark line at the top. And then it's, you know, with a lighter line of reeds just above it, and then you've got the egrets in exactly the right place in the frame, you know, dotting like little dots along that dark line. I just think it's, if you're taking a drone shot, which this is, most people would take a much more elevated position with the drone and come down from above. But this is just, you know, only slight elevation, just to give a little bit of a different perspective on it. And I think that's really clever. And Csaba is such a clever photographer. We saw that last year, where he was so consistent throughout all the categories last year, and obviously ended up winning our best portfolio prize. And this is a photographer with such a interesting brain to think about things so differently, and how, you know, he can ring the changes compositionally. I just think it's and the lighting as well. I mean, it's just sublime. It's a gorgeous image. So Josh, what sort of stood out for you with this as well?
Very similar to your thinking on this, Rob. I think compositionally it's exceptionally strong. You know, it pushes the envelope a little bit in terms of where the lines are. Getting that line of egrets is just incredible. The light's great. The textures in the field, the grasses, you know, in the foreground are awesome. And again, I think what's most unique about this is exactly what you said. Most drone shots that we see are always high up looking down. And this is actually taken at a much different angle. The drone was obviously a little lower, just, you know, there's a bit of elevation there, but you're not looking straight down at something, and it's not abstract in a way. It's also a bit literal. It's abstract and it's literal. Very, very strong image. It's gorgeous. And you know, I'm not shocked that we saw Csaba's name next to this, because he's an incredible photographer and he thinks constantly outside of the box. So very, very, very pleasing image. Congratulations. It's awesome.
Yeah. And that's what the competition's about. It's like, come on, show us something different. Get, you know, don't be bold. Don't be afraid, people. Let's you know, let's see let's really push some boundaries. Because
it almost looks like a Rothko a little bit, like, you know, the old Rothko paintings in terms of the with the line going across.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? So Haldoon says beautiful negative space, and Vicky Santella says excellent image, definitely breaks the rules in a very artistic way. And fellow countryman Csaba Tokoli says great pick for Founder's Choice. Go Team Hungary, go. Well, you've been doing quite well. Kurum says it's very, very hard to do original stuff, but this is one I haven't seen before. Yeah, it is. It is really hard to come up, and I appreciate it's hard to come up with something original, because we all try, and they're more often than not it's sort of variations on a theme. But no, this is quite unusual. I'd certainly say that, and that's what makes things stand out to judges.
And one thing that's interesting about Csaba's photography, he shoots locally a lot, from what I understand. You know, he mentioned this to us last year when he came on the show. You know, most of what he does is around the weekends, and it's local. And it just goes to show that you don't need to travel these far and away places to get incredible imagery. I always say the best photography is local. You know the environment, you know the animals. He certainly does. And to come up with these types of images locally, that says a lot. It says you don't have to travel to Africa, Alaska, or some of these places just to get an incredible image. It can be right in your backyard or down the street. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, do you remember the story that he told about the spiderlings?
Yeah, he found them in his garage. Yeah,
and his wife came running in from the garage because she wanted to take the bike out to go shopping or something. Came in screaming, "Oh, there's spiders all over my bike!" Anyway, I'll take the car. I'm going to go and photograph the spiders.
Yeah, it's amazing. Fabulous. And it's a great story for photographers too, because I think a lot of new wildlife photographers come into this and they think, whether they're hobbyists or professionals, they come into it and they think, well, you know, I have to go to, you know, Kamchatka to get bears, or I have to go. Not really. You can get some of your best images in your garage. So,
yeah, literally. And I take a lot of stuff in the garden. Yeah, you know, a lot of stuff in the garden. And well, why not? I mean, you know, it's instantly accessible.
Yeah,
there's
same
stuff
here.
there.
I've been shooting in my backyard since spring. I haven't
Yeah,
traveled.
you
too
got a
much, and
pretty
it's
amazing
enjoyable.
backyard there, Josh. Come on.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's there's a good turnover of subjects, which is helpful.
Yeah,
too,
exactly. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Quite jealous of Josh's backyard, I have to say. Oh dear. Anyway, Mal Oswick says, "Congrats to the top 100 and the winners of this category." Yeah, here. Okay, let's just remove that for a second. And where are we now? I think we must be on to highly commended. Or
Yep.
let's do commendeds. Let's do commendeds.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do. So let me line that one up. So these are all the commended images. There are quite a few because there were so many great photographs in this category that they deserved it. They really did. So we commended quite a few because it was just such an awesome standard. So anyway, congratulations to all these commended photographers, and I'll play this video for everybody now. I kid you not, it makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck when I see those images coming through. They're just
amazing
so
eye
good.
candy. I mean, it's
Yeah,
incredible.
they're just so good. So well done. I know there's a few people, who are actually on live with us that have got images in that selection. So well done to you all. That's an incredibly good standard of photography.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
could spend another couple hours talking about those
we
images,
could.
frankly. I mean, amazing. Yeah.
It's just so humbling for me. It's so humbling to see it. I mean, I had so many conversations at Bird Fair with a few people saying, "Oh, I can't get to your standard of images," and blah blah blah. And then I'm thinking, I can't get to this standard. I mean, I might as well sell my camera. No, I won't. I'm joking, but you know what I mean. It's just think you see that and you think, "Oh wow," and that's commended. I mean, we've got the highly commended to go. So I tell you what, while we're on a roll, let's play the highly commended because you'll enjoy this as well, people. So, anyway, congratulations to all our commended photographers.
Yeah,
that was incredible standard, and congratulations to the following photographers who are highly commended. That's a hell of a feat in this category, I can tell you. So anyway, our highly commended photographers, congrats to you all, and I'll play that video for you now. Man, seriously.
Amazing.
Well done, everybody. Oh, yeah. I'm speechless, to be honest. What more
you don't
can
know
you
which
say?
one. I want to start talking about all of them. They're so good. When you think about it, and just so many different, different looks at the brief, of space. Some even incorporate humor. So there's so many different ways photographers incorporate the brief, and the work is just stunning. It's absolutely beautiful.
and I like the fact we got a butt shot in.
We did. Georgia O'Keeffe meets.
Yeah, but it works so well.
This is true. Yeah.
It's
very
so
cool.
imaginative. I love it. As I said, this competition has just been such a joy to see all the stuff that comes in, and I'm as I said, I'm not joking when I say this. I'm humbled by the standard.
Yeah,
I just think
inspirational.
It really is. So my thanks to everybody who's been entering. I just think it's incredible, and let's hope that the future holds some really sort of positive things as we go through into next year and everything. I think the signs are there. They really are with what's coming in. I mean, it's it's almost gets to the point where you say, how can we keep the standard up? It's so good.
You look at space, and I think the standard is as high as it can be, frankly, for a wildlife competition, in my opinion, looking at these images. And I think it just goes to show too, as wildlife photographers, so many folks come into this and they think they need to have a 600 millimeter lens or an 800 millimeter lens, or the longer the lens, the better. This particular contest just goes to show you do not need a 600 millimeter lens or an 800 millimeter lens. In many cases, that may impede you in the field. And there's so many different ways to capture wildlife, to do it with different focal lengths and to incorporate space. These are the images that really stand out, not just your standard portrait. And you can do it ethically as well. That's the other thing. You'll see in these images, these animals aren't disturbed, they're frightened or alerted. They're done responsibly, these images that we've been looking at. So you can do it ethically, and you don't have to go into the field with a 600 millimeter lens.
Yeah. I mean, we delve into that very subject on the podcast. So
plug for the podcast.
That's the second episode, which isn't up yet, but because Josh and I spent 2 hours, I think, the other night. We recorded two, didn't we?
Yeah, that was pretty easy too. It was just,
well, we were going to leave it, weren't we? Because the second one is on the future of wildlife photography, and I said, I don't know whether I've done enough research for this. And then we just started talking. I just recorded it, and in the end, I thought I had to leave a load of stuff out because it's still 45 minutes in the end. But I was just, and the thing is that the basis of the podcast is Josh and I just having a chat, but two friends having a chat about wildlife photography. We'll expand it. We'll do a lot more thing. We'll do some interviews, and I've got plans to do that sort of thing as well. But it is just having a chat, and just, if there's one or two things you take away from it, that's what it's about. So if you're in your car, you're driving somewhere and you're bored, shove it on, listen, give it a listen, and tell your friends. I just think it could get to be a lot of fun to do this. I just think that's the nature of it. Sorry, my neighbors have got they keep birds, and I can hear a scarlet macaw going. You can't hear it because the mic's not picking it up, but I'm sort of chatting with it to a background of scarlet macaw calling. It's quite interesting. Anyway, Josh, thank you so much. Let's catch up with the final few comments if there are any. I think, there are a few comments coming in. Right, let's just catch up with those. Blimey. There's so many comments. Thank you everybody for all the lovely comments this evening. It's been fabulous. So Haldoon gives us hearts, and thank you very much. And Kurum says thank you. That's a pleasure, Kurum. Lovely bald eagle picture. Nice not to be you guys. Well, it's good fun. It is.
It was tough.
Great
it was tough.
Dan Doria says awesome collection of commended images. Thank you, Dan. And as I said, I'm not going to forget your fox image for a while.
The Arctic, what an amazing shot.
Haldun says, thanks, Josh and Rob. It's our pleasure. Shannon Pfeiffer, so many wonderful images. And your image too, Shannon, obviously, of the great horned owls, which you loved.
Oh, that was
you
a
absolutely
stunning
loved.
image. With a stunning
Yeah,
image.
yeah.
And talk about, just the placement and the composition. Amazing image.
Yeah, no, that was great. And Dan Dory again says stunning images all round. Bianca Blanc, thank you so much, Josh and Rob, and congrats to all the winners. Really amazing pictures. Well, Bianca, you had a couple in there as well.
Oh. The woodpecker shot with the framing,
and then the orange tip
butterflies
as
too.
well.
That was absolutely gorgeous. Haldun is on here. I think his stuff too is amazing. The Topi, I think that was a Topi wide angle. Amazing shot with the two lions.
Incredible. Yeah, incredible. And Chabatakoli said, would be nice to see some statistics, let's say last year, to have a full year on gear used for the images per category. That'd be interesting to delve into that one. Yeah, absolutely. And Shannon Pfeiffer again says, thank you for the highly commended, and thank you for the variety of categories and the inspiration. Congrats to all the winners. Well, it's our pleasure. Alan James says, thanks, Rob and Josh. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you, Alan. And Naomi Stollo said, thank you for the great images. Very inspiring. That's our pleasure, Naomi. And you've got a few stunning images of your own, I know. Why so? So Vicky Santella says, overwhelmingly beautiful work in the commended and highly commended categories. So much talent. Yeah. And Mikhail says, obviously with the shot of the underwater crayfish. That's the word I was looking for. That's the animal I was looking for. Thank you and congrats to all. Well, that we love seeing things like that because it's just so different. Yeah, it's brilliant. Great shot.
So many of these images you could put them on the wall. They would make incredible prints. I would love to have some of these on my wall. Chaba's polar bear shot, incredible print.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, I looked at that for a very, very long time. That image. Yeah. So it's such a good shot. Such a good
great
shot.
Story too. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Well, again, it's another image that tells a story and it's quite metaphorical. So, in perhaps, well, let's not get depressing at the end of such a good show and so many brilliant images. So let's not go down that rabbit hole. So Josh, as I said, thank you so much for your time, and I've kept it to just over an hour today. Look at that.
Yeah,
folks.
you did go on time.
Yeah, I'm turning over a new leaf. Look at that. Rob doesn't go on and talk rubbish for too long.
But it's my pleasure, and my pleasure to go through the images. It was an incredible selection of images, and thank you all who decided to submit. Your work is very inspiring, not only to the audience, to me, to all of us judges. It was incredible. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, Josh, hang on the line. We'll have a quick chat afterwards if you've got time.
Sure.
But anyway, wow. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody, and for all the lovely comments that you've been making throughout the show. It was great to share that photography with you, and I think everybody agrees what some amazing work on display. So thank you all for entering that category. Next live, not sure when that's going to be, actually. Not got anything lined up, so I've got a little bit of time off, and then perhaps in a couple of weeks we'll do a desert island picks, because I know I've got a couple of people lined up that I've been promising that I would get on the show and share some of their photography, but haven't got around to it yet. I've been doing a few things, as you can see. So yeah, maybe in a couple of weeks we'll do a desert island picks, but I'll let everybody know. I'll put it up on the YouTube channel and Facebook page, and send you all the jolly old newsletter email just to let you know what's going on. Don't forget that our current category is abstracts, obviously, and that runs until the end of August. Yeah, I can't believe we're in August already. Or getting towards the end of it, indeed. Summer's nearly over, so make sure you don't miss out on abstracts. What an amazing category that was last year, with some really inspiring stuff. So can't wait to see what you've all got lined up for that. And then next month we're into monochrome again, so get your black and white stuff out. Start thinking about that one. And maybe I'll try and get David Tippling on to have a chat about monochrome or some sort of subject in the next few weeks as well. Who knows? I've got to catch up with him. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to share all that stuff with you. And I said, I hope you've found it inspiring. And I said, thanks for all the lovely comments. And well, we'll see you again next time. I'll play the outro video, and we'll catch you all again soon. Okay, cheers.